The call of adventure had always tugged at my heartstrings. The allure of the unknown, the promise of discovery, it was an irresistible temptation. So, when I heard of the fabled underground labyrinth, a place where explorers had vanished without a trace, I knew I had to see it for myself. My journey began in a small, nondescript town nestled in the shadow of a dense forest. The locals spoke of the labyrinth in hushed tones, their eyes filled with dread and caution. They told tales of brave souls who had ventured into the labyrinth's depths, only to be swallowed by its darkness, their screams echoing through the underground passages. Undeterred by the stories, I gathered my gear, a sturdy backpack, a powerful flashlight, and a length of rope, and set off towards the forest. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I descended into the gaping maw of the labyrinth. The entrance was hidden beneath the gnarled roots of an ancient oak tree. A narrow tunnel led me into the bowels of the earth, and I felt the weight of the soil pressing down upon me. The air grew damp and musty, and the walls seemed to close in with every step. I had expected a labyrinth of tunnels and chambers, but what lay ahead was beyond anything I could have imagined. The passages twisted and turned, intersecting in a chaotic dance that defied logic. It was as if the very earth itself had been carved into an incomprehensible puzzle. My flashlight cut through the darkness, revealing the labyrinth's secrets in flickering bursts of light. Strange symbols adorned the walls, symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. The air grew colder, and I could feel a presence, an ancient, malevolent force that lurked in the shadows. It wasn't long before I stumbled upon the first sign of those who had come before me, a tattered backpack, its contents scattered across the ground. I recognized the name on the backpack. It belonged to a fellow adventurer who had disappeared without a trace. The chilling realization that I was not alone in this forsaken place gnawed at my sanity. I pressed on, determined to uncover the truth behind the labyrinth's dark history. But with every step, the walls seemed to close in, and the passages grew more convoluted. Then, I heard it, a distant, haunting scream that sent shivers down my spine. It was the scream of a lost soul, a soul trapped within the labyrinth's eternal maze. I followed the sound, my heart pounding in my chest. The scream led me to a chamber, a vast underground cavern, bathed in an eerie crimson light. In the center of the chamber stood a colossal, grotesque statue, an amalgamation of human and beast, its eyes filled with malevolence. As I approached the statue, I realized that it was no mere sculpture. It was a gateway, a portal to another realm. The screams of the lost echoed from within, their tormented voices a chorus of agony. I reached out to touch the statue, my fingers brushing against its cold, stone surface. In that moment, I felt a surge of power, a connection to the very heart of the labyrinth. It was as if the ancient force that dwelled within had chosen me, had deemed me worthy to become a part of its malevolent legacy. But I could not succumb to the darkness that surrounded me. With every ounce of strength I possessed, I tore myself away from the statue and fled the chamber. The screams of the lost followed me, their anguished cries echoing through the labyrinth's twisting passages. I emerged from the labyrinth, my body bruised and battered, my mind forever scarred by what I had witnessed. The sun had risen, and the forest was bathed in the warm light of day. I had survived the labyrinth, but I would carry its dark secrets with me to my grave. The underground labyrinth had claimed the lives of those who had come before me, and it would continue to do so for eternity. It was a place where the boundary between the living and the dead blurred, where the screams of the lost echoed through the ages, a place where the darkness would forever reign.